Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm your name, and today we have an exciting breakdown of a movie that's been generating a lot of buzz lately, The Idea of You, 2024, directed by Michael Showalter. Based on the novel by Robin Lee, this film is a passionate exploration of love, age gaps, societal expectations, and self-discovery. But there's a lot more to it than just a romance. So, let's dive into everything you need to know about this movie, from the plot to the themes, characters, and what makes it such a compelling story. We'll be unpacking it all, so grab some popcorn and get comfortable, because we're going deep. The Idea of You is a story about Sophie, a successful art gallery owner in her 40s, played by Anne Hathaway, who unexpectedly enters a passionate relationship with a younger man, Hayes, portrayed by the up-and-coming actor, Nicholas Galitzine. Hayes, in this case, is 20 years younger than Sophie and a star in the world of music. The movie follows their relationship as it plays out in the backdrop of a glamorous, yet challenging world, where the pressure of society's judgment, public perception, and their own insecurities make this love story far from simple. Now, this isn't just a typical love story. At its heart, The Idea of You is about the complications that arise when societal norms, self-image, and personal desires collide. It's an exploration of what happens when two people connect in a way that feels almost fated but also totally against the grain of what's expected in a typical romantic relationship. Let's start by breaking down the plot. Sophie, who has been through her share of failed relationships, meets Hayes while attending one of his concerts. What starts as a casual flirtation soon spirals into an intense and public relationship. Sophie is skeptical about getting involved with someone so much younger, but the chemistry between them is undeniable. Hayes, on the other hand, sees Sophie as more than just an older woman. He sees someone with strength, wisdom, and beauty that transcends age. As the relationship evolves, it challenges both of them in unexpected ways. Sophie begins to question her life choices, her career, and the image she's built for herself. While Hayes faces his own issues with being under the public's microscope, especially as their relationship gets scrutinized by the media and fans. One of the most striking themes in The Idea of You is the tension between the public and private selves. Sophie's relationship with Hayes is constantly under the watchful eye of the public, and that creates this dichotomy. We see Sophie navigating the complicated nature of being a public figure while trying to live a private, authentic life. It's a sharp commentary on how relationships can be distorted when they are exposed to the world. Now, let's talk about Sophie, played by Anne Hathaway. Sophie is a multifaceted character who is both powerful and vulnerable. She's built her life around her career, a highly successful art gallery owner, but she's also someone who's been hurt in the past. Her relationship with Hayes brings out a side of her that we haven't seen before, a more carefree, uninhibited version of herself that challenges her previous boundaries. Anne Hathaway's performance is truly something special here. Sophie is a character that many can relate to, someone who is established, professional, and self-assured, but at the same time, she's struggling with the pressures that come with being a woman in her 40s. Society's expectations on women, especially in the public eye, can be stifling, and The Idea of You does an incredible job of highlighting the nuanced challenges that come with those pressures. Then there's Hayes, played by Nicholas Galitzine. Hayes is the embodiment of youthful energy, charisma, and raw ambition. He's an up-and-coming music star, and his attraction to Sophie is initially surprising, given their age difference. But as the movie progresses, we learn that his feelings for Sophie are genuine. He admires her strength, her intellect, and how comfortable she is in her own skin. Hayes is a character that helps Sophie unlock a more carefree, passionate side of herself. He's not just a boy toy, he's someone who is complex in his own right, dealing with his own issues surrounding fame, expectations, and his own identity. What's interesting is that while Sophie is teaching Hayes about what it means to be secure in oneself, he's also teaching her how to be open to love in a way that she hasn't been able to before. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the age gap. A lot of people are going to focus on the fact that Sophie is much older than Hayes, and that's a central issue in the film. From the moment they start dating, both characters face judgments from society and their inner circles. Sophie worries about being judged for being with a younger man, while Hayes is conflicted about his place in Sophie's world, given their age difference. The age gap isn't just a plot point, it's a way for the film to explore societal standards and the assumptions that come with age, especially for women. The idea of You really digs into how the world perceives women as they get older, and how they are often expected to settle down or conform to expectations of who they should be in relationships. Sophie's journey becomes a defiance of that, and in many ways, Hayes becomes a symbol of her liberation, though it's not without its own set of complications. As their relationship becomes public, Sophie and Hayes must also contend with the media's portrayal of their love. The press, fans, and critics all weigh in on their relationship, often making things more difficult. This adds another layer to their already complicated dynamic, as both characters must grapple with the idea that their private moments are now public spectacles. This is where the idea of you takes on a more modern relevance. In the age of social media, where everyone's life can be scrutinized and judged, the film reflects a reality that many people can relate to, especially celebrities. It's an intimate, yet universal commentary on how the public's opinion can shape or destroy personal connections. Now, let's talk about the filmmaking itself. Directed by Michael Showalter, known for The Big Sick and Wedding Crashers, the idea of You carries with it a warmth and humor that balances the more dramatic aspects of the story. Showalter has a knack for making intimate stories feel universal, and this film is no exception. The writing, adapted from Robin Lee's novel, is full of sharp, poignant moments that feel both real and raw. The screenplay is filled with dialogue that feels true to the characters, especially when it comes to their internal conflicts about love, identity, and societal expectations. Anne Hathaway and Nicholas Golitsyn's performances are what really bring the story to life. They have incredible chemistry, and their portrayals of Sophie and Hayes are layered and complex. Hathaway brings vulnerability and strength to the role, while Golitsyn's portrayal of Hayes gives him the right mix of youthful exuberance and depth. Now, let's discuss the ending. I'll try to keep this spoiler-free for those who haven't seen it, but let's just say that the conclusion of The Idea of You is not a typical rom-com ending. It's realistic, messy, and thought-provoking. Without giving too much away, the ending doesn't offer simple resolutions, but instead leaves the audience thinking about love, choices, and the balance between personal happiness and societal pressure. So, that's my deep dive into The Idea of You, 2024. It's a beautifully complex film that explores love, age, fame, and the human desire for connection. Whether you're a fan of romance, drama, or character-driven stories, this one is worth your time. If you've seen the movie, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you love it, hate it, or feel somewhere in between? And if you haven't seen it yet, do you plan to? Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more movie breakdowns and analyses. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.